Hello, friends, and welcome to Season 3 of Hops and Hedges, the podcast where we talk about beer, landscaping, and everything in between. I'm your host, Heather Gerard from My Landscape Artist, and I am so glad you're here. Hops and Hedges is proudly sponsored by ext.tech, and you're going to want to stick around until the end of the show for an exclusive discount code to use for their powerful CRM software and mobile app. Now crack open a cold one, and let's dig in. There we go. With me today, finally on the show, it's been years coming, is Jarrett Woodard from Grand River Natural Stone. Jarrett, welcome to the show, finally.
Hi, Heather. Thanks for having me on. I've been looking forward to it.
I was just thinking the other day before our interview that you guys were the first stone yard that I got connected with because I was employed with Rural Roots Landscaping in Lambeth with Jay Zare, who's still not come on the show. So if you see him around, peer pressure him. Check that way. And so I've known you guys now since 2016, I guess.
Yeah, it's been a run.
A while. Yep. Greg's been on the show, Annalee's been on the show, and now here you are, finally.
Here I am.
Excited.
Thanks for having me.
So Jarrett, for those who don't know you, can you tell our listeners who you are, what do you do, and why you're amazing?
My name is Jarrett Woodard. I'm working with Grand River Natural Stone. Hold the position currently of Chief Operating Officer. I've been there 17 years now, and we sell landscape and masonry products to homeowners and landscapers in Southern Ontario.
And you guys have an impressive showroom on White Oaks Road.
Again, long time coming. It took us 2 years just to develop that property where we're at now, and it's put a lot of work and time and money into it, and it looks really good, and it's a really nice showpiece for us.
I really like going there too for inspiration, because sometimes it's one thing, like I'll send clients there to pick out their stone, right? To get a look and feel about the different colors and textures. But I will go there myself when I have an idea of what the stone is, like the existing stone of a home. But I want to incorporate something that'll look good with it before I buy it, right? Because pictures in the magazine, you just can't, it's not enough for me. I want to touch it. You know?
Yeah, certainly. And we have just about every brand you can think of on display in our showroom or outside on our racks. And we carry just about every high quality product line out there.
Yeah. And I
Lots to
know
see.
you guys have been so good too for me as a designer who is a solopreneur. It's just me. I don't have a team. And a design will come across my desk where I'm like, okay, I either need a really unique paver to match something and you guys will help me identify it, or just recently, I started designing these commercial columns for a new estate development. And Annalee and I, we've been back and forth, figuring out the best stone for the location. And you guys have been just the customer service you guys provide is hands down, I think, the best in the city, at least.
Yeah, we certainly try our best. And anytime you need something, come on in and we'll be happy to show you around.
Yeah. So I'm most familiar with the London location, but you guys are also in Fergus and Kitchener-Waterloo, is it?
Yeah, we have 5 locations technically that we run currently. 4 of them are specializing in the landscape and masonry. So obviously we're in London, Kitchener, Elora, and Stony Creek.
Gotcha.
Just off the QW there. And we also, our 5th location is a custom structural steel division that runs out of Stony Creek. And we do a lot of I-beams and steel work for the new home construction. Yeah, it's a bit of a niche. And basically, bigger's better now, right, with the new homes. So especially towards the Toronto area, we're getting into a lot of very large custom homes where open concept is king. And instead of using timber, they've switched to steel, which lets us span bigger areas, of course, and provides, very structural.
Yeah. So do you have an in on Corten steel then?
You know what? We have lots of Corten out in the yard. Just come on by and tell us what you need.
London? Or do I have to go to Stony Creek?
Well, the Creek has the stock, but if you let us know what you need, we can get it. It's basically just steel that's been hanging around outside, and for us, it's probably scrap, to be honest. We get you a good price on some things.
Okay. Shopping. I'm very excited. Okay. Very cool. So before you were at Grand River Natural Stone, you were at Stone Place. And what was it that you did at Stone Place?
Yep. Stone Place has been around a long time. Really enjoyed working with the owners there. They are we're based out of the Kitchener, Cambridge area. And they decided to open a location here in London. And when they did so, I was actually one of the first employees I hired. So I was hired as a yard person. at that time. Basically worked on setting up the yard there, getting everything ready for business, opened from scratch. We didn't have, we didn't buy an existing location. We kind of created one there, and I worked there for 6 years. I started out in the yard, then got into the office, sales, and then management eventually. And before I made my way over to Grand Over Stone.
And so when you were a kid, like I'm trying to imagine baby Jarrett,
Mhm.
like 9, 12 years old. Did you imagine you'd end up in like stone, concrete, sales, hardscaping, or what was like Jarrett's dream?
No, absolutely not. Well, my youngest memory of my first job, actually, I wanted to be a mailman of all things. I don't know where that came from. I used to see the mail truck running around my house back then, and I want
Yeah.
to be that guy. Then eventually it turned into, I got into business in school, and I really enjoyed accounting and stockbroker. I wanted to be a stockbroker, essentially. So I really like business and really wanted to pursue something there. Certainly did not imagine getting into landscape. It's kind of, like most of us, we kind of fall into it by accident. And once we start learning, it's very niche business, very interesting, always changing. And it's been an increasing demand type industry for the past 20 years. So it's really nice seeing how things evolved from, your basic patio, which is, when I first started selling patios, I'd sell a 10 by 10 patio. You'd go and put your patio furniture over here, your barbecue over here, and you're all set. But now, I mean, we have landscapes, right? We're doing pools, outdoor kitchens, fire features, wood structures. It's never ending. So to see the evolution in the industry over the past 20, 25 years has been remarkable, and it's still evolving, as you
Yeah.
know, every single day.
I still can't believe like I've been in the industry for 13 years now and like it's changed so much. Like I remember when fire features were like this
Mhm.
new thing, right? And we've
Yeah.
gone so far beyond that now in
Oh,
just
yeah.
this amount of time. I also keep thinking too, like 20 years ago we were planting things that now are deemed invasive and we shouldn't be planting them. And I'm wondering what we're planting and selecting now that 20 years from now people will "Oh my gosh, I can't believe you did that." Right? It's just ever changing, which is exciting.
Yeah. And it's a relatively new industry, right? The birth of paving stones in Canada has only been literally just 50 years old. So,
Wow.
it's still fairly new to North America. And like you said, it's always changing. And we adopt a lot of the ideas and technology from Europe, of course. They've been doing
Mhm.
paving stones for 200 plus years. So it's really neat to see how we come up with the manufactured products here. You know, uh,
From Europe. I actually
yeah,
only recently, I think last year, I was at an event in Toronto. I don't know which event it was, but hearing about clay pavers and stone that was being imported, and they were talking about the facility and how it's been running for almost 200 years, and it just kinda hit me that, our country isn't that old. Their company is older than Canada is.
yeah. I've been overseas to Europe a couple times now. I've been to Italy, in through Rome, and most recently over in Portugal in the Old Town. And my wife loves it when I go on vacation because I'm just looking at stone all day. I'm looking at the ground, the various types, taking lots of pictures, and of course looking at the buildings where you have buildings that are 500,000 years old. Engineering and technology then is remarkable because you're looking at 500-year-old wall, and it hasn't moved an inch in
Right.
500 years. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it still kind of boggles my mind how, we build a shed and we have to replace it in 5 years.
Yeah.
It's like, "Can't we do better, guys? Like, come on. Come
Yeah.
on."
When I was over in Italy, they have those black cobbles everywhere, of course. And I actually talked to a bunch of the shop owners trying to figure out how old they are and how long they've been down. And I could not get a straight answer because it's been down so long. There's generations and generations of time has passed. And the best answer I could try and get out of them was roughly 150 years. But nobody really knows because it's been there longer than their
Yeah.
grandparents have been there, right? Really neat.
Yeah. I'm one of these days, I hope it happens in my lifetime, but I think it's inevitable, but someone's gotta come up with some sort of technology for our Canadian roads, because here in Southwestern Ontario, this asphalt is not it's not cutting it anymore. Like,
No.
it is well, not anymore, it never has, right?
Mhm.
They only last a few years, and then they're back at replacing it and repairing it and just can't keep up. So,
Yeah, we got a different mindset in North America. Over in Europe, obviously, they've been laying paving stones for hundreds of years, and it's obviously durable. And we're starting to see some advancement here with some city streets. look at London, Ontario specifically, we had quite a bit of pavers go down downtown in the core in the last 5 years. And, it is a viable long-term option for our climate. It's just getting people in that mindset and changing and adopting a little bit
Mhm.
more cost up front, of course, than asphalt, but it's something that you literally can last a lifetime if it's done correctly.
Yeah. I keep thinking about the snow removal. So is that just me? Like for pavers and like a plow going by,
Yep.
I imagine it's gotta do damage.
It'll only do damage if it's not really done right.
Installed properly. Yeah.
If it's installed properly, you'll have that nice level surface area, which shouldn't be an issue. And then the plows nowadays, instead of, you don't want to have metal right on your pavers. You want to have some kind of, they got some kind of cushioning nowadays they got little sleds on their plows and they have some kind of protective barrier now. So, and that goes for any residential application too, right? You don't want to have your local snow removal person come in and really just drag your nice new concrete paver driveway. But I think that most of the people out there now doing snow removal understand that and have the resources to deal with that properly.
Mhm. Have you had much experience with, either seeing the installation or knowing people who do the not exposed aggregate, the permeable paving? Like, not the pavers, I mean the actual I guess you vacuum it to get debris out of it or something?
Yeah, yeah. Essentially, again, there's many variables on the design of a permeable paver, but really it is to help us surface water, right? Deal with the surface water quickly and help taking it from the surface down to wherever it's got to go. But I mean, there's many different factors depending on the site design for that, and that's when you get into having a firm will design the pavement for you, and they'll tell you exactly what you need. But yeah, a part of the maintenance program for permeable paver is used to be roughly every 2 years is you come in with a vacuum machine and all you're doing is sucking up the joint material that's in
Mm,
between the pavers. Because over time you get dust, dirt, soil, will wedge itself in there, clogging up the joints, which obviously limits the permeability of it. So in a
mhm,
proper permeable program, a part of the maintenance would be to vacuum it out every couple of years and install new joint material that will allow the water
gotcha.
to permeate.
Very cool.
Yeah. Mhm.
So is that like, I imagine, is that like a freelance company that's offering that service of vacuuming? Or is it a piece of equipment you have to rent? Or do you know?
There are companies in there. Now, this being said, I mean, this is generally going to happen in a large commercial parking lot, for example, where maintenance is a part of the plan, and
Right.
it's not an inexpensive option. You have to build it into your plan. But there are companies out there now that have the little suction. If you ever see the little
Mhm.
city vehicles that go around pick up the garbage on the side of the road, they look similar to that. They're a little vehicle that have a little hose on the front, the ones I've seen, and they'll just go through and suck up all the stuff. I'm
Hmm.
sure there's different ones out there, but the people that do it's definitely specialized equipment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Very cool. That was a nice little
Hmm.
segue. It's just like, oh,
Hmm.
I'm curious about this. So, lots I still want to talk to you about, but let's talk about the important thing, and that is beer.
Sure.
So, what have you got with you today?
Well, I brought one of my favorite IPAs, which is Ransack the Universe from Collective Arts. I really enjoy this one when I'm after an IPA. It's very fruity, very hoppy, has a really good flavor, and it has
Such a good sound.
good vibes. Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
We'll see if my post-publishing software, it has a background noise canceling thing, and so when cool stuff like that happens, it just silences it. What a jip. I'm
There you
actually kinda
go.
cheating today. Look at that. That is a beautiful beer right there.
I have a little bit of experience pouring some beers.
Mine
Yeah.
is, a little bit less exciting. So, I drank half before this episode started, and I'm actually drinking a Pabst Blue Ribbon strong iced tea. Have you ever tried one of these?
I have not, no.
I do not like PBR beer, like,
Mhm.
at all. Sorry, PBR, but no. I'm an IPA girl, but their iced tea is so good. So, that's what I'm having. Cheers to you, Jarrett.
Awesome. Awesome. Thanks very
Cheers.
much.
Mm-mm-mm. Damn, that's
Sweet.
good. I'm gonna put that on my list right now, Ransack the Universe, because 'cause I've had that one before, but not lately. So, time to get it again.
It's always good. A nice IPA in the rotation. Yeah.
Okay, love that.
Good one.
So on the pre-interview questionnaire, I always ask people what sort of advice that they would give, either to people in life or somebody just starting a business. And I
Mhm.
love your response. You can do anything you want.
Yeah, absolutely. It's kind of interesting because people always say that, and you take with a grain of salt, whatever, whatever. You can be whatever you want. You hear this growing up, but it was much. I was an adult till I realized that you really can do whatever you want. My only regret in life, I guess, is not starting earlier and
Mm,
having the mindset I have today. But it's very simple to get what you want in life and it's just do it. Everybody's worried about, hurdles, obstacles, can't get to the right people, maybe whatever it is. If you wanted to do that, you can just go and do that and pick up the
Yep.
phone, make the calls you need to make, go meet the people you need to meet. And it's very easy to get your foot in the door. And then once you get to where you got to go, then you have to prove yourself, right? The biggest thing is that I tell people is like patience, right? You can't go too fast, you can't go too big too fast. You want
Oh, yeah.
to, learn first, right? You want to learn from your elders, learn from your peers, and just bank experience. And once you have experience in what you want to do, then you can start working your way to the top and, doing what you need to.
Mhm.
But
I love
I
that.
think anybody can do literally anything they want to do. It's just
Yeah.
taken me a long time to figure that out.
It's so funny how it's something that keeps coming up for me too, because I had a business coach tell me, I think I've said it on the show before, but just to get out of your own way. And how many times people don't do something because what if, what if, what if, what if, right? And it could be something as small as making a phone call or getting dressed and going to a meeting that you're nervous about, right? It's easier to not. It's easier to not try because then you can't fail. If you don't try it, well, you can't fail it, but you can't succeed.
Yeah.
So just
And the
do the
people that
thing.
are Yeah, and the people that are making these decisions, wherever and whatever that might be, they're looking for people that are motivated. They're looking for people like that because everyone needs good people around them.
Yeah.
And if you're not out there making a name for yourself, trying to get to where you want to go, then where are you going to be?
No one's
You
gonna do it for
gotta,
you.
all right, you gotta just get out there and do the best you can. And if you're passionate about it, things will fall into place for you. But the biggest thing is logging your time and gaining experience and learning is the biggest
Mhm.
thing.
Yeah.
Doors will open if you show up every day and you're putting in the effort.
Yeah, and if doors aren't opening, then learn how to build a door and go open one yourself, right?
Exactly.
Do what you would. So, aside from us knowing each other personally in London, Ontario, you as a landscape, hardscape materials provider, supplier, and me as a designer, we've also crossed paths through Landscape Ontario at a number of different events and stuff like that. So, you were at Congress this year, and were you
Yes.
just walking the floor or did you attend the conference as well?
Yeah, no, I show up there just to walk the floor. Big part of what I do is seeing what's new, talking to as many people as I can. Obviously, all of our vendors are there, seeing what they're offering for the year. And for me, it's a lot about just networking, getting back out there after the holidays, talking to people, meet and greets,
All that
and
good
then
stuff.
a little bit of socializing after hours. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever been in the room for the LO Awards of Excellence and you're seeing, like, your products up there?
I personally don't think I've ever been to the Words of Excellence. No, it's really more geared towards the installers to appreciate, the work they
Right.
do. Personally, I've never actually been to the awards.
Yeah, I've
Greg's
been
been
there a
there a
couple
few times
times.
though.
It's a little bit too loud for me. It's like,
Yeah.
I just wanna watch it on YouTube later.
Um,
So you guys actually have an event coming up, like, shortly. So we're gonna put this
yeah.
episode out in time so that people can hear more about it. But that's the Landscape Symposium. So Friday, March 13th from 8 to 1. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. We've been running the Landscape Symposium now for this is probably our 15th year at Grand
Wow.
River, and it's a little localized show we do to help, bring the industry locally. Not everybody gets a chance to go to see everybody at Congress and see what's new. So when I first started this many years ago, is I wanted to basically bring Congress west to London, the London area where we service west of us, Chatham, Sarnia area. It's a little bit further from Toronto. But we basically bring all of my partners into the same room. And we generally have this year, we're looking at about 25 vendors to come out, all vendors that we currently work with that we support and they support us. And they'll be showing off what's new and just run a great event to kick off the season, get people the information they need. This year also we have Frank Bork. Frank's one of my fave industry instructors, and he's back again this year. Actually going to do two presentations for us. First one he's going to do is about the current economy, and he's going to talk about how a landscape company can stick handle some of the issues we're seeing and help be successful. And the second part of it is going to be AI. We're going to talk about AI. What does it mean for you? It's here.
Mm,
How can you use it for yourself today? And
right.
Frank has some good resources for you for that.
Awesome.
So we're
Yeah, I
stoked.
I started implementing AI into my business too because it's here.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
I strongly believe that AI is not anywhere close to replacing us as specifically designers and contractors, installers, but the people who do implement AI will replace the people who don't. That's kind of what I see happening.
Yeah, I mean, I'm starting to use it a little bit. Obviously, I feel like an old dog trying to learn a new trick. But, it does make it easy. Like I said, Frank's got some really good tips for everybody, and he's excited to share them.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear
Yeah.
it. I'm planning to be there all day too, so I'll see you
Mhm.
guys there. I've attended last couple of years now. It was quite a change being at Landscape Symposium as an employee, right, with my previous companies that I was working with,
Yeah.
and now I get to participate as my own entity, which is really cool.
Yeah, yeah. We're looking forward to having you come out and promote the podcast, of course. What is it
Awesome.
that you're looking for to promote on your end?
It's really the podcast. So
Yeah.
really, even though I'm freelance landscape designer, that I'm maxed out. Like the design work, I'm good. I've got some really great connections with some local contractors that are now hiring me to do freelance design work for them.
Yeah.
But
Great.
the thing about this podcast is like I get to bring on so many different people and different companies to talk about their business, right?
Mhm.
And what they do. So I'm hoping to connect with some more of your contractors and give them an opportunity to promote their business, right?
Yeah.
So
Certainly.
it's just creating content online because if you're not found on the internet, then you don't exist.
Awesome. So you're looking to come out, get some people to come on the podcast and do some shows.
Yep. Meet some new
Okay.
people and get some promotion out there for some of your connections.
Yeah, good stuff.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. Well, expecting about 25 vendors and probably about 200 landscapers coming out. So
That's
lots of
awesome.
people to chat and see you. Yeah.
What can people see on the grand prize table this year?
Well, very exciting. We have most of it finalized. We still have
Okay.
prizes coming in daily, but honestly, I've got about right now about a $25,000 prize table trade value. Um, right now, Triple H is offering up 2,500 square feet of their new paver, and it's about a $10,000 value for that alone. So we're super stoked.
Wow.
Really happy to have Triple H concrete products on board with us. The prizes are one thing. They really help us get the attendance out, gets the landscapers out. Being able to offer a $10,000 prize to somebody is really fantastic, right?
Yeah.
It's a really nice prize, and we're always so thrilled. So for us, that's the big one. In addition to that, we've got all kinds of prizes lined up from a Yeti cooler to skids of material. We give away lots of material. I got lighting packages. I have fire pits, machinery. We have a Bobcat of London is coming out this year again,
Nice.
as well as we have Echo. They're bringing out a bunch of their new autonomous lawn equipment. So super
Very
stoked to see
cool.
that. Yeah. Cut
Okay.
lawn
Well,
from you can now cut lawn from your app on your phone.
isn't that crazy?
Yeah,
Ugh. Anyway, crazy. I always look forward to the show. So I'm looking forward to coming out, spending the day, hearing from Frank. Maybe I'll go home with some prizes, meet some new people, have a couple of drinks. It's going to be a good time. So
absolutely. Yeah.
going through here, what else did I want to talk about here? Oh, so you are a grad. You are a UWO grad. So did you
Mhm.
grow up in London? Like, have you always been London way or?
No, actually, kind of from all over. My family's I was born in Brampton, so grew up in Mississauga, Brampton area. I grew up in Niagara. St. Catharines is where I
Mm,
spent most of my childhood growing up. I ended up being in London for football, of all places. Yeah, I was fortunate enough to be really into football and ended up getting a scholarship to go play in Iowa, a small town in Iowa, and it was really really cool. So I went and did that for a year, and then one of my best friends was coming back to go to Western to play football, and then basically, long story short, I ended up at Western for football. Never ended up playing football for the Stangs though. Kind of got out of it, but that's how I ended up in London. So here I am.
it's so amazing just kind of how the journeys happen, right?
Mhm.
And you were telling me before we started recording that you went to UWO for economics and business.
Yeah.
Right? So you got there because of football, and then you're studying economics and business. It's just
Mhm.
crazy. And
Yeah.
one of my many, many career paths before finding this incredible industry of landscaping, I was a pharmacy technician for
Yeah.
almost 4 years, and I still can't
Mhm.
believe I did that. But
A
now
little
I have
different.
no problem, like, standing on my feet all day doing seminars and workshops, right? Because that's what I did as a farm tech.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, for sure.
glad I got out of that. Not to embarrass you, I have a
Oh,
surprise for you that I
oh,
didn't tell you about before we started recording. Um, I'm not going to sing because I don't want to lose any of our existing listeners of the show, but the thought is there that I wanted to wish you a happy belated birthday.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
'Cause so that was February 9th,
Yeah.
so happy belated.
Thank
Did
you.
you get spoiled? Did you get to do anything fun or selfish?
You know what? I had tacos for dinner. It was great.
That's an awesome birthday dinner.
Yeah,
Love
yeah.
tacos.
I'm very low key. I don't need a big I don't need a big celebration. I was very happy to spend my night with my wife eating tacos with my 2 little dogs, big
That's
dogs.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, too little, too big. So what kind of dogs do you have?
So I have a border collie husky. She's about 45 pounds, and I have a husky shepherd who's a little bit bigger. She's about 60 pounds. So
Oh, smokes.
yeah, they keep each other in check. They're both about 4 years old, and they have a good time with each other.
That's
Keep us
awesome.
busy.
Man, now I really want tacos. Thanks, Jarrett.
Yeah.
I know what's gonna happen for dinner now.
Well, it is Tuesday and the time of taping. Just saying.
Hey, I like that. I like that. I'm going through here. I also wanted to talk to you about, and this is going to sound so funny coming from me because I actually have no idea what this is. As hobbies, you said that you're into sim racing. Is that like
Yeah.
simulated racing?
Yeah, yeah. So sim racing is kind of my gig. Basically, it's I'm really into auto racing, and sim racing is something I've been doing all my childhood, all my life.
Oh,
And a few years ago, I really invested in proper sim racing setup. So it's closest thing to a real race car as you're gonna get, except I get to go to my basement and race downstairs.
that's so
Um,
cool.
yeah, so I got what we call a racing rig. So it's basically a racing seat. I got a professional racing wheel. I got a bunch of monitors, and it's really fun. So I belong to get involved in some competitive leagues with others, and we race every week. It's a point system, trophies, pretty competitive. So it's kind of my guilty pleasure. Yeah,
I
really like my
love
sim
that.
racing.
I've seen the simulated airplane modules because my husband's a pilot, and
Yeah,
I was looking into like, can we do this for a date night, or can we get a rig at the house, or
yeah.
just to like how cool that would be. So that's really cool. Have you ever been in a race car?
I mean, I've been in race cars. Have I raced one? No. I kind of told my wife, this is how I got my rig to begin with, because it was a little bit
Yeah,
of an investment. And I said, well, I can go buy a real car, and spend my nights, spend my weekends at the racetrack, or I can buy this simulation rig and put it in my basement. I don't have to go
yeah,
anywhere, and I don't have to get hurt, and it'll be great.
I like
So I
that.
pulled it off.
Yes.
Well, it's a lot of fun. A lot of
You
fun.
have to take into account what our partners need and expect of us.
That's right.
Yep. My husband has a motorcycle, and I think it's great, and it makes him so happy. Like he just glows when he can do
Mhm.
it. So he's itching now with the winter, like to get back on it.
Yeah.
But before he did, I said, okay, even though you have your license, you've had it since you were 16, and you've not been on a motorcycle since you were 16, and you're like really close to 60. So can you just take a refresher course to make me feel better? And he did. So I
Perfect.
think that was a good.
He's good to go.
He's good to go, but now he's
Yeah.
looking at a second bike. So, and I said, "Finish the basement first."
Always something.
I think that's fair. I think that's fair. Then I
Hmm.
can, relax and hold parties in the basement, and he can go for joyrides,
That's right.
right? I think that works. What else did I want to say? Oh, and then you're also into fishing. So do you travel for fishing, or mostly just Ontario, or
I'm Ontario, so I'm a newish cottage owner. So I'm up on Georgian Bay, and I've been up there for 3 years now. So I've always been into fishing all my life, but I've never, been on the water. Haven't had a cottage. Now that I have an opportunity to go almost every weekend,
nice?
I do go quite a bit. It's really frustrating sometimes, but it's really rewarding as well. But at the end of the day, when you're out on a nice calm bay with good weather, it's tough to beat.
It's so funny how, I've got such memories of going fishing with my grandparents and my mom, because that was just something that they did, and I didn't mind the fishing so much, but the putting the worm on the hook really freaked me out, and I think it
Hmm.
still freaks me out. I'm okay with bugs, but putting them on a hook just seems I just can't. I just can't do it. So, I would actually have I don't know what it's called, but, like, the chain where you would catch fish and put them on the chain attached to my belt, and I would just be standing in the water watching them fish, and it was
Yeah,
my job just to keep the fish on the chain in the water. I was
yeah.
good with that.
So you're okay with touching the fish though? That's okay?
Yep, no problem.
Oh, okay. Just
Cleaning
not
or
the
gutting
slimy
them, no.
worms. Yeah, that's fair.
Yep. No,
Mhm.
I'd like a s'mores on the fire, you know? I'm okay with stabbing a marshmallow, but that's kind of or maybe a hot dog. I can stab a hot dog like it's nobody's business.
Yeah, we
But
do all that.
yeah, if it's got eyes on it, can't do it.
I'm more of a sport fisher. I generally throw most of them back. So,
Yeah.
I was fortunate enough to get a salmon last year, so that came home with me. I had a nice big,
Okay.
nice salmon dinner, so it was great.
I do really enjoy eating salmon. Delicious. So what's the
Yeah.
biggest one you caught? This big?
Yeah, it was about that big. Yeah, it was a 32-inch salmon. That's my
Wow.
record, and it is big. It was big. That was one of my goals is to get one of them in the boat, and I did. Just one. I've attempted many more. That's the art of fishing is it's called fishing, not catching, I guess, as they say.
Right.
Trying to figure out the big waters of Georgia Bay is difficult. So many different areas and dynamics of the waters and where the fish go. It's very
Beautiful up there.
challenging.
I remember seeing a pike as a kid, and that is a scary looking fish.
Yep. Yeah.
Um,
Catch lots of pike.
with your traveling, have you ever seen a barracuda?
Uh, I actually did see a barracuda once. Yeah, I was down in Mexico and I just love watching the locals, right? And I happened to stumble down this alley towards the beach and my wife and I were there and it just happened to be they caught two big fish and they brought them up onto the shore and they were just in the process of cutting them up. So one of them was a barracuda and the other one was like a sailfish and one of them with the
Okay.
big sails and the big nose.
Yep.
So yeah, it was kind of neat. But yeah, that's my own experience there.
I've seen a barracuda swimming at me. They're really weird because I was snorkeling with my dad and it comes straight at you to intimidate you
Mhm,
and then it turns at the last minute and
mhm.
like buggers off. But
Yeah,
it is an intimidating fish.
it would be, yeah.
Yeah.
If you see those teeth, yes.
No thanks. Before I let you go here, I also wanted
Mhm.
to not a book, but a podcast that you mentioned. Dale Jr. Is it called Dale Jr. or Dale Jr. Download?
Yeah, it's called the Dale Junior Download, yeah.
Okay.
And that
What
goes
is
back to
this?
my, so it's my, racing hobby, right? I'm big into following NASCAR and obviously Dale Jr., Dale Earnhardt Jr. He has a podcast, and I'm not a big podcaster guy or anything like that, but, I do a lot of traveling down the highway, and oftentimes I'll turn that one on just to catch up on my racing news. So he covers everything from behind the scenes, talks about the races, talks about all the other fun stuff too.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey.
So I'm trying to think. It's like, is there anybody in my network? And there might be that I could get you in a race car. But yeah, we don't want to make the wives angry. So
Um,
for now, I
Sounds
mean, you
good.
wouldn't have to race somebody else. It would just be you in the car on the track, right? That'd be kind of
Sure.
cool.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say about that? Nope, sorry, brain just totally stopped working. When
Okay.
you're this was so random, but when you're in the car, you said you do a lot of highway driving. Do you ever
Mhm.
like go and make like racing sounds?
No, I don't think I do that. Um,
Liar. Never?
I don't think I do that. No, I will do with the real engine. I'll give her, but no,
Yeah.
yeah, I keep the sounds to myself.
Do it once. You know, you're in the car by yourself, and I don't even like racing, and I'll do it, and it brings me a lot of joy.
Yeah,
So I just want to put it out there.
I may have
Right?
to try it. We'll
Just
see.
try it. No, don't have to record it, don't have to tell anybody you did it except me. Tell me that you did it. I'll be like, "It was awesome, wasn't it?" And you'll be like, "Yeah."
Sounds cool.
And then before I let you go too, I wanted to let you know, so you actually look like a race car driver right now.
Oh
So for
my.
anybody who is listening and not watching, you've got like the blue, like the true blue jacket and the big emblem here, Grand River Natural Stone. You'd have me convinced that you're a racer.
I actually have my Grand River Natural Stone race car in my sim racing. I use iRacing as
Yeah,
my applications.
that's so cool. Have you ever
Got my
sponsored a
Grand River
race car?
car. We have actually, yeah, we have, we use, local Delaware Speedway
Yep.
race car. We had a little Grand River car. I think it was 2 years ago we had one there.
That's so cool.
Yeah,
I've
super.
I sponsor a really small hockey league that I'm not even 100% sure how old they are or what league it is, but every once in a while I'll see my picture on hockey stuff. I don't do sports. I'm so sorry for anybody listening. I'm like the hockey thing. There's my logo. But anyway, Jarrett, really looking forward to the Landscape Symposium on Friday, March 13th from 8 to 1. That's going to be at the Hellenic Center right here in London.
So yeah, Hellenic
Um
Center in Southdale.
and then how does pre-registration work? Is this
Registration is very simple. Catch us online or at landscapesymposium.com. You can just go on that website, register you and your team, and come on out. No
Come
charge
on
to
down.
attendees. And like I said, we have a lot of prizes to give away. And we have a courtesy of Technoseal, to a
Thank you,
beverage sponsor this
Technoseal.
year.
Thank you.
And yeah, and we got to feed everybody too. Some breakfast sandwiches and some lunch.
Awesome. I'm
Mhm.
really looking forward to it. If anybody's coming out to the show, I will have a little table there. Come by, say hi. But with that, I think that's the end of the episode. Jarrett, I wish you all the best with everything, with your work and with the wife and with your dogs and with Landscape Symposium, just all of it. Just sending you lots of good vibes. And I'm sure I'm going to see you around for many years to come.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for having me on the show. It's been a pleasure, and keep up the good work. And we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you. I will see you soon.
Sounds good.
Cheers.
I know.
That brings us to the end of this week's episode of Hops and Hedges, hosted by me, Heather Gerard of My Landscape Artist. Now, before you go, here's a quick word from our sponsor, ext.tech. In today's fast-paced world, landscaping businesses need modern tools to keep up with constant change, and that's where EXT comes in. EXT is transforming how landscaping, snow removal, and construction companies manage their operations. Using streamlined client management, real-time financial insights, and a modern mobile app your team will actually enjoy using. And with flat-rate pricing, there are no surprises, just clarity and control. If you're ready to revolutionize and grow your landscaping business, visit ext.tech to learn more. For additional savings, use the code HOPS10 at checkout, or just tell them that Heather sent you.